All right, so this video is going to list all the parts that I'm using for this build. If you haven't seen my other two videos, there's one video explaining what the project is and what it's all about, what my goals are. Just in short, it's a stock 2010 Camaro SS L99 that I'm converting to a LS3, deleting the DOD and VVT, and my goal is to make 600 to the tire or more. I actually think it is going to be more than that. It's probably going to be closer to 700. But so far I've removed the engine. I have the engine down to the block, and now I'm at the point where I got to start cleaning this block up and prepping to put it all back together. So before I do that, in the other videos I said I would just give a list of all the parts that I'm using with some part numbers and costs, and at the end of this project I'll have a nice spreadsheet listing every part I used, where I got it from, with the part number and how much it cost me. So and everybody will know what it takes to, in this example, with what parts I'm using to make X amount of horsepower. The car made 350 at the dyno bone stock, so my goal is to pretty much double that. So here we go. The first thing I ordered, I ended up calling Glenn's Auto Performance. I did some searching trying to find like the best kit, quote unquote. I priced out all the parts separately. Hands down, the best deal that I found anyway was through Gap, Glenn's Auto Performance. And this kit is on their website. It's listed as BTR DOD LS3 kit -4. So that's the Gen 4 car DOD and VVT delete kit. And I opted for the BTR stage 2 cam. So I'll just run down right now what's in that kit, and so you can take a look at it and you can see the individual part numbers that make up this kit. So the first thing in line is the cam. This is stage 2 cam. Open this up. You got your cam card. There's the cam. I'm not going to take it out of the wrapper. Get the point. Comes with MLS head gaskets. BTR 22033. Comes with 2 of those. It also comes with the hardware and the Valley cover plate itself. And this is obviously what you need to delete the DOD. It has the O-ringed ports, well, to block the ports on the block. Comes with the gasket. One thing I still have to order is an oil pressure sensor. I'm not going to use the old one. It also comes with MLS header gaskets, BTR 17944. Comes with a front timing chain cover to delete the VVT. The factory one obviously has the solenoid right there in the middle. So it comes with a new cover, and it also comes with the adapter harness, VVT to non-VVT. And it also comes with a GM 3-bolt cam sprocket. It's 12586481. And then it comes with ARP hardware for the cam sprocket. So it's your cam bolts. It also comes with BTR tray guides for your lifters. BTR 95365-4. Also comes with head bolt kit, BTR 00568, 2 of those. Comes with chromoly push rods, so PR 7400312-16. So these are your factory length 7.4 push rods. Also came with Delphi LS7 lifters. There might have been an option, I can't remember, if you wanted to go with a different brand. And these come in this nice little container. And what they do is, it says in the instructions, I took a peek at it, they come with a heavier oil and or grease to stop that roller from moving around in the axle for shipping, so they don't get damaged. So what you do is you clean them up with a solvent, and you get to put them right back into this tray and just fill this tray up with oil, and it'll allow them to pre-soak before you install them. I thought that was pretty neat. Also comes with your valve springs. So these are the BTR valve springs, SK001S. And in this valve spring kit, it obviously comes with dual valve springs. Comes with your spring locators for your stock guides. Comes with the retainers. Comes with valve locks and keepers. And then your valve stem seals. And there's actually a pretty cheap tool to remove and install these. When I get to the heads, I'll probably make a video just on that. All right, what else we got? So we got your crank bolt. Anytime you remove that crank bolt, you can't reuse it. So that's 12557-840. GM parts. This is your time and chain guide. Again, GM part 12588-670. So this is a different style. This is the better style than the what the L99 comes with the spring loaded. It's like a tensioner with the plastic guide on that tensioner. They're prone to cracking. Mine actually wasn't cracked, but they recently did a 5.3 that it was cracked. The chain was riding on a cracked guide. So that pretty much wraps up this kit. So 1420 from Glenn's Auto Performance. Glenn, the owner, I talked to him. He's awesome, super helpful. There's a couple other things he recommended that I did go with. It just made sense. So if you're kind of up in the air who to talk to or where to get some parts to do this conversion, I recommend Glenn's Auto Performance. He was awesome. One of the things Glenn recommended to replace while I was in there was the timing chain, which is 12646-386. It was $60. I did get that. And he also recommended doing the oil pump, and he recommended the M295, which is stock volume, stock pressure. With the DOD being deleted, you don't need that high volume anymore. You'll just be lifting that relief in the oil pan. So I took his recommendation. It was $100, and it's M295. Another thing I purchased from BTR was this trunnion kit. I mean, these are known. Anybody that knows anything about these motors know the trunnions come apart, needle bearings come out of them. So I am going to upgrade the rockers. That's TK001NB, and this is the kit to. Oh, this was $120. This is the kit that has to be done yourself. Every time I do this, I usually buy them already loaded in the rockers, and they're $200. For the LS3, the cheapest one I could find was like $325. So I figured for, what did I say again? This was $125. So for $125, I could save $200 if I just did them myself. And I haven't done them myself yet, so I kind of wanted to take it on anyway. So I'll have another video on that. Another thing that I probably should be in this kit, this should almost come with every cam. Why anybody would reuse these, I'm not really sure. So look at that marker says it's $22, what I paid for it. It's a GM, right from GM. I'm not so concerned about the thrust against the plate itself wearing out, which I guess does happen. But the bigger concern I have is the sealing surface of that gasket. You can see how it's raised. It's actually a pretty good seal. I've never taken these out and them not be completely flat. So my concern is the oil leaking past that seal. It's just a loss of oil pressure. So I would definitely do this. If you don't do anything else, I would at least replace this plate. It's under 25 bucks, comes with the hardware. You're already in there, why not? Another thing I bought, the plug wires already, Taylor, 50 bucks. They have really good reviews. Everybody I've talked to has been recommending them. I went with the 51045. Like I said, that was 50 bucks. Oh, the hardware actually comes with this trunnion kit too for the rockers. The oil cooler. I know this is a good debate between everybody. So without getting into that debate, I'm deleting mine. I can explain why if people are curious, but it's more to me. It's for fuel economy. It's not to cool the oil. It's actually to heat the oil faster, get the oil thinner, so there's less windage to pick up that fractional MPG. You know, I'm not so concerned about that. I'm more concerned about the leaks, the antifreeze leaks and the oil leaks. So I'm deleting it. I'm getting rid of it. So the part I'm using for the block is 551621, and then that's for the oil side. And the coolant side is this brass plug. It already comes with some thread sealing on it. I'm going to use Loctite 567. Get some pipe dope on there. I wouldn't rely on just that. And the part number for that is 551282. So I'll get rid of that. These exhaust clamps, if you're looking for the factory style slip-on exhaust clamps, these actually work really well. Mine were pretty rusted on. I had to cut them off, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be to find these things. So I found one in one warehouse and then one from another vendor. That's all they had in stock. Those were about 40 bucks a piece. And the part number for those, if you want to Google them, look for them, 922029996. That's the exhaust clamps. The other thing I'm replacing is the water pump. My water pump was fine. But like I said, it's going to be a part. Over 100,000 miles on it. This actually comes with the neck and the thermostat. But the supercharger kit I bought actually comes with a 163 or 164 stat. So I won't be using that. But just to give you an idea what the original one looked like and why I'm replacing it. That's it right here. So I didn't have the heart to put that back on. I'm gonna get another tension or two. I just gotta see if the one with the I bought a Rwhp supercharger kit, if it comes with it or not. I'm not really sure. So the water pump was part number 251-734, and it was $193 from the AC Delco store on Amazon. It was the cheapest place I could find it. So I got that. These are trivial, but it's actually a good one. When you delete the cooler, the oil cooler, you no longer need that upper coolant hose with the upper radiator hose with the T. You're no longer going to be using that T. I think I have that over here. I'll show you. Yeah, this guy. So you don't need that anymore. So you replace it with this guy right here. So this will be a new upper hose. It's a Gates part number 23922. And this will take place of that guy. It'll look cleaner too. Lower radiator hose. Oh, that was like 30 bucks. And this was about 30 bucks too. Lower radiator hose, Gates 23590. I ended up getting an awesome score on a set of headers in high flow cats. I just happened to go onto American Muscle. I was hooked and set on getting Cook's catted system. And at the time they were running, I think around $2,000, 2,100. And I was gonna go for them. I went on their website, they had one in stock. A couple days later, I didn't pull the trigger. A couple days later, I went to go pull the trigger and they were gone. And the only thing they had left were the green cats. So Cook's has an initiative to go all green So their green catted systems is all they offer now, and those were like 3,400. So I'm like, oh geez, back to the drawing board. But while I was on American Muscle, I saw a link for open box, so I just clicked on it out of curiosity, and what popped up were these BBK headers. So it was an open box. It came in the factory box. I obviously just took them all out. I mean, it was all packaged nicely. So it came with the 2 headers. It came with high flow cats, the gaskets, the hardware, not the O2 extenders. And actually, those are the wrong ones. I have to ship that back. I bought that separately, but it is something you need. For $585, I got these headers, this whole kit. Originally $1,300. So it was an awesome score. You know, I was pumped about that. All right, now to the best stuff. So while I was trying to gather the parts and the combo, trying to figure out what I should get to double the horsepower on this car, it comes down to the combination. So I was struggling to find the combination. I live in the Northeast. I called a couple of shops and said, hey, this is what I want to do. What do I need? And it was kind of like crickets. Like, I don't know if it was, I build my own cars. I like to build my own cars. So I don't know if I was catching people on a bad day, or if people were like, yeah, if we build it for you, we'll double your horsepower. But besides that, you're kind of on your own, you know? So I was kind of giving up after calling a couple shops around where I live in the Northeast. That I kept running into Genetti Racing videos on YouTube and listening to TED Talk. And he was just such a poised guy, extremely knowledgeable. So I was like, you know what, before I totally give up and just throw a cam in this thing and not try to do any forced induction, let me give him a call. And I'm glad I did. I don't have enough good things to say about Ted and his team, Genetti Racing. It was a breath of fresh air talking to them. So I'm excited again to do this project. He spent a good amount of time. I actually felt bad for the amount of time that he was talking to me. I'm pulling him away from probably larger projects, you know. But he did. He took the time. It was awesome talking to him, and he set me up with a killer combination. Talking to some guys local to me, they were pushing a Pro Charger, and Ted's like, "You're not gonna like it. That's for like full out racing." It all makes sense. Centrifugal supercharger, like a converter. It's flashing in at higher RPMs, which requires a higher stall, and this car's gonna live its life on the street. So I'm very grateful for his time. I'm glad that I got to talk to him, because I'm gonna be very happy with this combo. It's a street car. The converter's 2,800 to 3,200. I'm going with a Whipple now, which the second you blip that throttle, that power is gonna be there. So it's gonna be good. So like I said, if Genetti was in California, I would send my car to California to have him tune it. That's how confident I am in him and his team. So anyway, if you have any questions about anybody to talk to, buy parts from, or work with, Genetti Racing, I definitely support them. So what he recommended for a converter was this Circle D converter. Like I said, 2,800, 3,200 stall, right around there. Has a billet cover. Part number 0713052A. It's part of the Pro Series Multi 258 millimeter. This ran me about $1,430. The next thing he recommended was a ZL1 fuel pump. You obviously need fuel when you start making good power. This fuel pump was $370. It's a GM ZL1 fuel pump. That part number is 9250913. Next thing he recommended was cold air inductions. I do have a cold air kit already, but what he explained makes perfect sense. This kit is very good at isolating the engine bay heat and drawing in cooler air from outside the engine bay. So it makes sense. I've built a lot of old school hot rods and a few Grand Nationals, and that's the trick with forced induction. The intercoolers are more efficient if you can put cooler air into the intake. It's just more efficient. So I ended up buying that. Cold air intake alone, a cheap one, is like $200. So this was $430 for a really good unit. It's very well built. Now that I have it in my hands, I'm very happy with it. Spark plugs, he decided to go with these NGK. So forced induction creates obviously more heat when you compress in air, so you need a cooler plug. So it's a TR7IX 3690. Those 8 plugs were about 88 bucks, I think, 80 bucks. Next thing is a 3-bar map sensor. AC Delco 213-4760. That was 60 bucks. Take a look at that. Also, while the converter's out, a new front seal. It's 18 bucks. It's a GM front seal. That part number was 242-66709. So back to the fuel, the injectors that he wanted me to go with, these guys right here. These are ID-1050X, 1260 cc. The part number was T1 1050.34.14.15.8. These are 1075. Supercharger belt, 6956. That was like 80 bucks. I'm sorry, 60 bucks. The charger itself, the whole kit from Rwhp for my car was about 8 grand. And then the crank pulley, it was about 160 bucks. And I went with the Rwhp WK 1000 NFT. And then the pulley was the Rwhp SCP 63875. And also for fuel, which this is like a really good deal in my opinion. This is a JMS Power Max. So this is a voltage booster for the ZL1 fuel pump. So you got this booster, it's just well laid out. Complete harness. I mean, the instructions are phenomenal. That was, let's see if I have a part number for this guy. JMS PM 2000 GMPAY. That was 450 bucks. Yeah, so it's gonna be a solid setup. The only thing I don't have yet is the actual Rwhp charger. When that comes in, I'll obviously take a video of that. But that's what I got so far. Hopefully this helps. Like I said, I'll get this all actually into a document so it's easy to look at and I can total this up. I haven't even totaled it up yet. Not even sure I want to. But yeah, my next video is gonna be cleaning these decks, getting the cam in, get the valley cover on, heads on, oil pan back on. But I'll take some videos of that. Thanks, guys.